Hello everyone, I'm Catherine from Myconian Collection and I'm the sales manager of the portfolio overlooking mostly the US market for the properties. So I'm going to take you through the Myconian Collection hotels, which are all located on the island of Mykonos. In total, currently we count 14 properties spread around 5 different locations of the island. Just a quick backstory of the Myconian Collection. It started back in 1979 and the founder is Mr. George Taktilidis and his family, who began off with a 3-star bed and breakfast property, I would say, in Mykonos town, where we do have our 3 of our properties located. And from then up until today, we have expanded to 14 hotels, all belonging to different affiliations. As you can see, we have properties with preferred hotels, Relais Chateau, leading design hotels, small luxury, and the set. Just a quick backstory on the island and how it has transformed into today. Back in the 50s, it was just an island where it was mostly receiving its income from fishing and farming and not really from the tourism industry. So back then it was just the locals. Here you can see how Mykonos used to be back in the day. This is actually the city center. Towards the 70s, we could say that we understood Myconians were very open-minded in terms of they didn't have a preference in which type of guests or visitors would be coming to the island. They were the first ones to introduce, for example, nudist beaches and same-sex relationships. They were totally fine with that, and as you can see, we do have also nudist beach on the island in Elia. Towards the 90s, of course, slowly, that's how Mykonos started becoming a little bit more well known. This is one of the famous bars in Mykonos town, which used to be called Pieros, and all the celebrities would come to the island to enjoy this spot. Today, the bar is still operating, just not under the Pieros name, but this is where you'd have celebrities, LGBTQ plus guests as well coming. It was a place where everyone would stop by for their drinks. Now slowly towards the 2000s and in 2010, Mykonos started becoming more known as an island, ideally for its nightlife and partying that used to take place, which now over the last few years has transitioned, and the island of Mykonos is not just a party destination but also a destination where you come to explore all the local attractions that the island has to offer, and it is a destination as well where families come to visit with their younger children, whether they want to enjoy the famous hotspots of the island or just to come and relax and enjoy the crystal clear blue beaches. To give you an idea, during the summer season, which is May to October, we do have a lot of international flights that come directly into Mykonos Island. So ideally, Athens does not have to be the first stop of the trip to come into Mykonos unless you are doing a pre-stay in Athens and then you want to start the island hopping. Usual combinations within the Cycladic Islands would be Athens, Mykonos, Santorini, or Athens, Mykonos, Paros, depending also on what the guests like to do. You can see here a lot of international flights. You can come directly in from Doha, Qatar, for example, Dubai, London, Italy as well. A lot of available direct flights during the summer season. Now, if you're flying in from Athens, it's just a 25-30 minute ride to the island. Alternatively, there is also the option of ferries, which usually guests like to use when they're island hopping in between islands. Athens has two main ports, Piraeus and Rafino, which do have a lot of different boat schedules during the summer season to come to the island. Now, here is an overview of the Myconian collection properties and how they are spread around the island. As you can see, there's 14 of them across 6 different locations. Towards the south coast is where most of the beaches are located. So this is where we have most of the properties as well. This is Mykonos town, where we have 4 properties. Deos, which was our opening last year, which is just outside the city center. So it's a 4-minute buggy ride to the city and a 3-minute drive from the port. So it's easily accessible also for walking into the city. And on the other side, where we have the famous windmills and Little Venice, where all the bars and restaurants are, we have the properties Korali, Kima and Naya, which are also walking distance from the city center. It's about a 10-15 minute walk to get there. Here also, where we have Korali, Kima and Naya, is where is the birthplace of Myconian collection. So back in 1979, when the family started the portfolio, this is where the first hotels were located. And then towards the south coast, we are on 4 different beaches where all of them are walking distance or directly on the beach. And in 3 of them, we do have beach access with sunbeds and umbrellas. In Ornos Bay, we have the O and the Cove. And then in Platis Yalos, we have the Ambassador. In Agrari Beach, we have Sunrise. And in Elia, we have most of our properties, which is the Avaton, Imperial, Royal, Utopia, Villa Collection, and Panoptis Escape. This location over here is the furthest from the city center, so it's approximately a 30-minute drive, whereas the other properties located in Ornos and Platis Yalos, it's a 10 to 15-minute drive from the city center, and from Agrari Beach, where we have Sunrise, again, it's 15 to 20 minutes drive. Although these locations are almost in the exact same area. To give you an idea for the nightlife, the beach clubs, and locations where to go for the guests that are interested in enjoying themselves on the island, we have highlighted the most famous bars and beach clubs to visit. Usually, you would say that you can get from one location to another by transfers, but that would take, for example, approximately 30 to 40 minutes drive from one location to another. But also we do propose the transfers by water taxi, where you can get it from any beach location on the island and arrive to the next beach stop in approximately 10-15 minutes. So that's half the time for the guests that really want to go and spend more time at the beach club rather than on the road, because during July and August it's the peak season, so traffic increases and driving time can go up to 40 minutes or an hour almost, especially in beach clubs such as Scorpios, which is one of the most well-known beach clubs on the island. By taking the water taxi or a private rib also to go to Scorpios, you get a different type of service. You get taken directly to your table reservation. You arrive there, I would say, a little bit faster by boat. And of course, it's an experience as well to enjoy and get from beach to beach by private trip or water taxi. Now, just to give you also an idea of the island and the essence of it in the summer, here's a video. So, apart from the nightlife and the beach clubs and the parties on Mykonos Island, as I mentioned, there's also other activities that you can do, especially if you have families with younger children that are traveling together. You can go and do sailing with half-day or full-day cruises and visit Vilos Island, which is one of the main locations that we propose and strongly suggest as a must-do while you're on the island. It's a UNESCO heritage location with a lot of history there and a lot of archaeological findings, and we strongly propose it with a tour guide so you get the whole idea of this island. And it's just a 30-minute boat ride from the center of Mykonos town. And then you do also have beaches that are not accessible by walking or by car. For example, Larinia, which is right next to Delos Island, with wonderful crystal clear blue waters when you want to enjoy the beach after the tours. Of course, you can also do Greek authentic cooking classes. We have the local farmsteads on the island run by Myconian families, where they show you how they used to live back then and how they used to cook. So it's a very hands-on activity where you get to make different Greek traditional recipes that are being cooked in the stone wood ovens as well. And of course, you have the water sports, jeep safaris, fishing as well. You can go fishing with the local fishermen and have a catch of the day. Helicopter tours, whether that's around the island or the neighboring islands. And of course, visiting Mykonos, for those that like shopping, we do have a lot of shops in Mykonos town which are open 7 days a week during the summer and open till very late. For example, they go up to 1 a.m., 2 a.m. So for those that want to shop anytime, they're able to do that. And there's a well-known Namos village with all the luxury brands as well. Moving into our properties, I'll start with the newest ones, which is Deos, which opened last year in 2024. And it's a member of the set, a Virtuoso property and a Serendipias hotel as well, as an FHR property. This is actually the view that you get of Mykonos town from the hotel, so you can see how close you are to the property from the city. You can go walking into the city in less than 7 minutes, or you can also take advantage of the buggy service which we offer, which is upon request. You don't even have to wait for it. You ask for it from the reception and they take you down. Of course, this is where I say this is where ladies are able to wear their heels, since we do offer the buggy service for a very nice evening out. At Theos, you have options that are either with jacuzzis or private pools, and they're very spacious rooms in both outdoor and outdoor areas. You have a restaurant, which is Epico Restaurant over here, overlooking the entire Mykonos town, so it's very nice in the evening when all the lights are lit up. Of course, we offer a spa and a gym on property. I would say that this hotel is ideal for guests that are experienced travelers, are seeking for relaxation, want to be next to everything, but at the same time be away from everything. So Deos is a location where you are seconds away from Mykonos town, but at the same time you do not hear the hustle and bustle of the city center. Additionally, this property is a 12 years old and above hotel, so I would say it's ideally for families with older children or couples and honeymooners as well. And of course, this location is where you get to enjoy wonderful sunsets overlooking the Aegean, and you get to see as well the cruises and the ferries coming in and out of the island. The next property, which was acquired last year by Myconian Collection, is called Cove, which is located in Ornos Bay, which is a 10-15 minute drive from the city center, and it's just footsteps away from the beach. It's slightly elevated from the beach, but easily walkable, where we do partner with a beach bar on the bay to offer sunbeds and umbrellas to the guests. This property does not have an age restriction, but we see the trend that is ideal for couples and honeymooners. It's a very cozy property with just 35 units. Again, you get a wide range of options with either jacuzzis or private pools or just views of Ornos Bay. You have a spa as well, a restaurant, and a gym on site as well. Now, our other acquirement last year with Myconian Collection is Sunrise, which I like to say, as it is shown here as well, it's the best kept secret of the island. It's directly on a beach in Agrari, which is a 15 to 20 minute drive from the city center, but very secluded as well. It gives you more of the 80s, 90s feel, a property for the guests that are looking to get away and just relax. What I like to say is you leave your phone behind, you just enjoy the sounds of the beaches, the nature, and a place where you can have families come and enjoy their quality time together. 40 units. There's also a beach club on the island, on the property, which is called Almiriki Beach Club, with a taverna as well. And here, the guests that are staying at Theos in Mykonos town have access to the beach section with the sunbeds and the umbrellas. Here is a few images of how we have renovated the property, because this was bought last year and it was renovated over the winter. So this is how we operated it this year, with an outdoor spa. You have a gym as well, the restaurant, comfy sunbeds as well, and you have options with jacuzzis or private pools here as well, or just views of the sea. Here you can see also the outdoor spa that we offer. And then we move back to Ornos Bay. So to get a better understanding of where Cove is on this location and slightly elevated. So the walk down to this beach is very short. It's no more than 5 minutes. On the other side of the bay, over here, is where we have Myconian O, directly on the beach with sunbeds and umbrellas on a private section for the guests, and it's very close to Mykonos town. So from here again, it is a 10-minute drive from the city center. I would say this is an adults only property, and the youngest guest that we welcome is 16 years old. Now it's 65 units, 64 of them offer garden views, and we have one unique suite which is called the O Suite, which offers sea view. All of the rest of the rooms offer garden views, and 50% of the rooms offer options with private pools. The rest of the options are just with a balcony. I would say this is more of a sexier hotel, so you have couples or groups of friends and more of a livelier property. So the music plays a little bit louder by the bar. You also have a wonderful restaurant and a nice cave spa as well on property. This is the suite with the view, the sea view, which I mentioned earlier, which is the O suite. And just to give you a better understanding of how the rooms with garden views are, you can see they offer privacy. So for those that are seeking for full privacy, they can also get it at this hotel, and fully decorated and furnished outdoor areas as well. All these options you can offer them with either twin beds or king beds in the room. In 2021, so we're moving a little bit further to Elia Beach, we opened Panoptis Escape, which is an SLH property and a Serendipians partner. This is one of the hotels that you can book out as a 21-bedroom villa. Here you have it located right on top of a hill on Elia Beach, so it's on the highest point of the island, and you get 360 views of the Aegean. As we just saw, you have wonderful views of the Aegean, and you're actually looking over two different bays. The one side overlooks Elia Beach, and the other side over here overlooks Kalolivadi. This is the main swimming pool, so from this side also you get to enjoy the sunset, while on this side, which is the same view with over here, you get to enjoy the sunrise. Spacious rooms. It's 18 suites with included one bedroom of villa units, a 2-bedroom and a 3-bedroom. It's ideal, I would say, for small groups or celebrations, or even those that are seeking for privacy and intimate time with during their travels. So this can also be booked as a 21-bedroom villa, and it also offers only one restaurant, so it's very exclusive to the guests that are staying here. The guests that are staying in this property have access to the rest of the properties located in Elia Beach, whereas the guests that are staying in the other properties are not able to visit Panoptis Escape. So here is Elia Beach, and to show you as well, this is where Panoptis Escape is located. The rest of the properties are spread around right under it, and over here is our private beach section. So we have another 5 properties on Elia, starting from Myconian, Imperial and Royal, going up to the Villa Collection, the Utopia and the Avaton. I would say that this location is more a resort complex. So for those that are looking for more of a resort feel during their holidays, where they have access as well to the other restaurants and bars, this is a location to be. It's 6 properties that are completely different from each other. And you can have, for example, families in one property, couples in another, more of an adults only feel in Panoptis Escape. For example, Panoptis, I forgot to mention, is an 8 years old and above hotel. And to get around these properties, we also do offer a shuttle service, which is upon request from the receptions of each property, where they can use it to go down to the beach or to go from one property to another. They can also go walking through the corridors of each properties, which are connecting all of the hotels together to get down to the beach as well. And for this location as well, because it's the furthest one from Mykonos town, there is an offered shuttle service to the city center on scheduled times throughout the day. So starting off from the bottom of the hill, we have the Royal, which from now I will tell you that the Royal and the Imperial are exactly the same in room categories and their offerings, and their main differences is in the design of the main facilities. So the Royal is a little bit more vibrant, whereas the Imperial is a little bit more elegant and minimal. In both properties as well, we do offer conference rooms, so they're ideal hotels for weddings, events, and during the season we do offer these hotels for such functions during the off seasons, the beginning and the end of our season. The Royal was also the first property on Elia Beach to mark this location. And as you saw in the video before, we do also have a small shopping mall, I would say. So for the guests that do not want to leave the beach location at all, they do have also the options of shopping within the properties and dining around the different restaurants. Also at the Royal, we do offer more options with jacuzzis in the rooms, whereas the Imperial, for example, we offer more options with private pools. Additionally, here is one of the very well-known restaurants that we have within the collection, which is called Kamares, which is a Greek taverna style restaurant where you get to experience the plate smashing and the Greek live music every evening throughout the operational period. Then moving on to the Imperial. You can see the design is slightly more different. You do have a restaurant here which is focused mainly on seafood, Mediterranean cuisine, and we do also have an open kitchen sushi bar over here. Very nice, and I would say it's one of the most popular ones on the island. So we do also have a lot of external guests that are visiting the sushi restaurant during their stay. Then we have Myconian Villa Collection, which is a preferred hotel property. Now here, don't get confused by the name that it says Villa Collection. It's a property which has a combination of guest room suites and villa units together. So if you have families that are looking to have a reunion all together, or groups of friends that want to live all together in a villa, we do offer these options also on property, and they have access to the hotel services as well. It is a property where we can sort of play around with the room options to make them into 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom villas. And then we have our bigger villa units ranging from a 3-bedroom up to a 6-bedroom, where 2 of them are standalone units as well to offer more privacy if they want, and are very close to the main hotel building. Now, also in Myconian Villa Collection, it is with our villa units. It's not the typical villas that you would book, for example, that have one entrance, one main space area, and a separation of rooms altogether. Here, it is a combination of different suites and guest rooms, where are combined together to make the villa. So you can book a villa, for example, with 4 private pools and 2 jacuzzis, and then everyone gets their own space. There is a main space, the main entrance area to the main space of the villa with fully equipped kitchen and living room area, and then each guest can have their own privacy in their own room. Here also you have a spa, a well-known well-supported concierge team, and the Cabanas restaurant, which has wonderful views during the evening, offering fine dining cuisine and Greek meat more oriented selection on the menu. Then we move to Myconian Utopia, which is a Relais Chateau property, and would say a big favorite for the honeymooners and the couples. A very intimate property, again overlooking the Aegean and Elia Beach. The design is very boho chic, and you can see here you have rooms which can offer jacuzzis or private pools as well in the room, but also very important to know that some rooms do offer bathtubs in the same location with the bed. So you can see here they're open plan rooms, but they also do offer privacy in the showers and the bathrooms. But this is just a good highlight to know about guests that are coming to Myconian Utopia, and we do have, as I mentioned, a lot of couples and honeymooners that visit this property. Again, there's no age restriction in this hotel, but mostly we see that it is leaning towards the romance, the honeymooners, and the couples. And Myconian Navaton is actually our largest property at this moment within the Myconian collection, with 160 units in a design hotel. I would say that this is a property for the groups of friends or the groups of friends that want to come and enjoy Mykonos but want to be more located on the beach location. It's the livelier property of this location. You can see it is, you can feel it also that it's slightly the more livelier property. Here the music plays a little bit louder and up until a little bit later, but it's not as if it would disturb the other properties as well. You have a lot of more of the younger crowd that visits this property. And you do also have, again, from in the main facilities, you have the spa, the gym, the restaurant. And here I can mention that some of our properties that have spas also offer thalassotherapy treatments, which is with 3 different pools where you have the aloe, the jets, the refreshing botanicals inside for a treatment. Of course, though, for the guests that are staying in this location, they're also able to go and visit and use the other facilities of the other hotels. For example, if the gym in one property is a little bit bigger than the gym that they have at the property that they're currently staying at, they're more than welcome to go and explore the other facilities of the properties as well. Now, moving on to Platis Yalos, we have the Myconian Ambassador. It is actually the first 5-star property of the island and the second oldest Relais Chateau property in Greece. This property is ideal for the jet setters, the celebrities the ones that want to be closer to the 2 famous beach clubs of the island, which is Namos and Skorpios, and they're actually walking distance from the hotel as well. If the guests are seeking for a more Cycladic traditional style, Myconian Ambassador is an option to go for, as it plays along with the different shades of blue and white colors of the island. And we will end the tour of Mykonos Island in Mykonos town, on the other side of the city where the famous windmills are and where Myconian collection started, in Myconian Korali, Myconian Kima, and Myconian Naya. These 3 hotels are located within the same complex, so again, the guests that are staying there are able to visit all 3 properties for the restaurants. They share altogether a spa and a gym, so they're easily accessible for the guests that are staying there. Myconian Korali, I would say, is more of a family-friendly and couples type of property, as you can see over here as well. With a wonderful restaurant, the Baus restaurant. It's the 4th property within Relais Chateau, and they're renowned also for their kitchen, so it keeps up to the standards of Relais Chateau. You can see the wonderful views that you get also from the pool and the sunset hour. And then we move on to Myconian Kima. So Myconian Kima is a property where attracts more of the LGBTQ plus community. So for those that want to be much closer to the bars and the restaurants, which are on the side of the windmills, this is a property for them to be at. And you have the Noah restaurant, which plays live music as well on certain days of the week during the summer season. And we end with Myconian Naya, which is an adults-only property. Easy to remember, it's 18 suites, 18 years old and above. And it's part of Preferred Hotels and Resorts as well. Ideal for the couples that want to be closer into Mykonos town. Very nice Japanese restaurant that we have here as well is called Kinjo. And generally you can see that from all the Myconian collection properties, not one of them is the same with another. Each of them has their own character and perfect for different type of clientele. So if guests have a specific preference in design, in the color of the furniture, for example, or the views, or the access, if it's to the beach or to the city, we have a wide range of options for them to choose from. And to finalize, Myconian collection, run by a local Myconian family, as I mentioned, run by the founder Mr. George Daktilidis and his 4 sons are not only building properties and offering services in the industry, but also give back to the local community, starting with a school which they built and donated back to the island in 2020 with 13 classrooms to cover for 200 students. And over here you can see also they've built houses as well for the teachers that are coming into the island for the school. Of course, we do have the sustainable practices across all the properties of Myconian collection. In our restaurants, we have a farm-to-table approach. So the chefs pick out local ingredients, whether available on the island or the neighboring islands, for all their menus. The family also assisted and donated into the restoration of one of the monasteries that we have on the island in Anomera village, and also donated into building clinic rooms and apartments for the health staff that do live here in the island or are coming in from the mainland to cater here on the island. And they are a huge sponsor on the archaeological research in Mykonos, which there has been a huge project going on, and soon will be one of the announcements as well of the island. So this was our trip around Mykonos Island and the properties of Myconian collection. Thank you very much.